Very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on TV1. Let's start off with a look at your top stories this afternoon. Residents of Mahara protest against prison officials. Deputy Minister Muthuhetty Gama speaks of 2020 common candidate. 60 acres destroyed in fire that erupted at the Paraviyangala mountain. Imbupe Divisional Secretary says the blaze is still spreading. Jailed former Pakistan Prime Minister Sharif transferred to hospital. In a lead story this afternoon, residents of Mahara staged a demonstration against prison officials this morning. The demonstration was staged against the prison officials closing down the road leading to Ragamavatta. The area residents allege that the road has been closed for the past 3 days for the protection of prison inmates. Now also a group staged a demonstration obstructing the entrance to the Suryaveva Divisional Secretariat in Hambantota this morning. The protest was staged by residents of the area who had not received compensation for the land that was acquired during the expansion of the road to 100 feet. The residents requested that they be provided adequate compensation immediately. A meeting of the Earlier organization was held in Ampara yesterday. The meeting was chaired by former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa.
The loans taken by Mahinda Rajapaksa has been spoken of, but during that time he was able to initiate development project with those loans. The Mattala Airport and Hambantota Port are being sold to foreigners. Today the economy had collapsed. These people have no vision of how to rebuild it. The development projects that were initiated then have been stopped short. When these projects have been restarted after 2 years, they have to bear a massive burden for that. Especially there is a huge collapse in the construction industry. This has caused for over 500,000 to be left unemployed. It is to cover this up that the constitutional amendment is being brought up now.
In more news from the political arena, attending an event in Batiklo, Propaganda Secretary of the JVP, Vijitha Herath, expressed the following views.
They
have proved that they cannot fix the economy of this country through the past 70 years. They have proved that they cannot stop the rise in crime. This government has proved that they cannot develop national unity. This is not a personal mistake of Ranil, Mahinda or Maitri. This is the fault of the conventional economic model that they adopt. This economic model cannot solve the problems of this country. It cannot solve the social problems of the country and cannot solve the national problems of this country. These people can't save the patient who is about to die. They can only delay his death. They can give a little saline and an injection and delay the death of the patient by a moment. But Maitri or Ranil or this economic model cannot stop the patient from dying. The answer to this is not the creation of another Hitler or another Prabhakaran. Hitlers and Prabhakarans can only promote racial disparities and fascism. They cannot solve economic problems of a democracy.
A meeting of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party Women's Balamandala was held in Homagama yesterday. At the meeting, Deputy Minister Nishantha Muthuhetty Gama spoke about the next presidential election.
With the support of the majority of the United National Party, the leader of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, the president will become the common candidate. Not just that, he will definitely win the next presidential seat. I'm confident of it. Who is left to be the next leader?
An accident between a motorbike and a van that occurred along the Mineria Habarana main road claimed the life of one person. The accident occurred in Batu Oya last evening.
A car travelling from Mineria to Habrana had collided head-on with a motorbike. The deceased was a 30-year-old resident of Polpitigama, Kurunegala. The driver of the car had fled the scene. Further investigations into the incident are underway. The Divisional Secretary of Imbulpe says that the fire that erupted at the Paraviyangala mountain in Imbulpe, Balangoda still continues to spread.
He said that the attempts to control the fire since last night were unsuccessful. Over 50 acres have already been destroyed by the fire. The Divisional Secretary said that 6 suspects were arrested in connection to the incident. The Paraviyangala mountain in Imbulpe is known as Adarakanda among Sri Lankan university students.
Also, over 20 acres of land was destroyed in a fire that erupted at a forest reserve in Ambavaka, Halyala.
Our correspondent said that a large number of valuable ponds were destroyed in the fire.
Still in local news, the strike action launched by private bus employees of buses plying along the Chillau-Colombo route continues for the 4th day today. Our correspondent said that the strike action has been joined by employees of a number of other bus routes as well.
The strike is being conducted by ordinary and semi-luxury bus employees along the Putlam-Colombo, Anamaduwa-Colombo, Chillau-Negombo and a number of other routes. The strike action was launched in response to an assault of a bus driver plying along the Chillau-Colombo route. He was assaulted in Colombo and later hospitalized. According to our correspondent, the protesters allege that the police have failed to arrest the suspects who carried out the assault. However, the police said that an investigation has been launched into the incident by a number of police stations, including the Chillau and Madampe police stations.